Hello everybody, Tenacious Earl here with another game here in the Tenacious Baseball League. In this one, you're going to have Chris Davis and the Oakland Athletics heading into Detroit for Game 2 of this series against Miguel Cabrera, JD Martinez, and the Detroit Tigers. 2016 cards, obviously. Obviously, it's not current cards because JD is no longer in Detroit, but Oakland is at 500, their record, 11-11. The Tigers in this league are 9-13, so trying to punch up a little bit. They'll have Jordan Zimmerman going against Daniel Mengden. So appreciate you checking out these videos here. Leave any questions in the comments, and we'll see if Oakland can take Game 2. They lost by score 6-5 in Game 1 of this series, so we'll see if they can even the series out. They've been doing a little bit better than I expected. Detroit probably about right, so we'll see. Maybe Detroit can sneak another game out of them here. So from Comerica, here we go. Oakland at Detroit here on Tabletop Baseball Plus. All right, so the 2016 season for Detroit, this is a night game. So in May, we're going to roll the D20 to get, it's going to be 17, so it's going to be poor weather conditions here. So that is going to lead to singles being, ballpark singles 0 for lefties and 9 for righties. And then 6 for ballpark home run chances. So we'll get going. Our lineup for the Oakland Athletics for this game. My spelling right there. Danny Valencia will lead off at third base, and Coco Crisp in center. Josh Reddick in right. Chris Davis in left field bats fourth. Then Yonder Alonso at first. Marcus Semien short. Stephen Vogt catching. Arizmendi Alcantara second base, and Daniel Mengden pitching. And here we go with the first at bat, Danny Valencia. And that is a 6-10, which for Jordan Zimmerman is his injury role. So we'll take care of that in a moment. Against a righty, that's catcher X chance. Catcher for the Tigers is James McCann. So that is a 2 on the D20 and a 10. So it shouldn't be an error. He's an E2. So 2 range and a 2 roll would be a ground out. Lucky that wasn't a 1. That would have been a single, but instead that will be a grounder. So 2-3. Okay, and now we need to resolve this for Zimmerman. So Zimmerman, only 18 starts, so have a chance here for the pitcher's injury chart to really kind of take a turn for the worse here for him. Now, I got to see if he's been out yet in this season. So give me a moment here as I pull that up. He is not, so I'm going to go ahead and let this play out, and let's see what the rule says. It's 14. So that is an 11-game injury. And so 1 or 2, he will stay in the game. 3 or 4, he'll come out at the end of the inning. 5 or 6, he'll have to come out immediately. So end of the inning. So we're going to write down here. Detroit's going to have to go to their bullpen here and manage Zimmerman's injury. So 1 out, and so Valencia out on the grounder. But let's get moving here with Coco Crisp. That is a 2-10 against a righty, and that is going to be a good chance at a double, 80%. Otherwise, it'll be a single. It will be a double for Crisp. So Maybe Zimmerman feeling that tweak or whatever that he had felt earlier. So Crisp at second. Let's see, what is his second steal number? 12. Zimmerman +1, McCann -3. Probably just going to let Reddick hit here instead of trying to get a steal, get a jump from Crisp. 6-3 against a lefty. It's a fly ball into left. Mike Aviles is left fielder. 4-E-5. 4 and 8. This is probably going to lead to a run scored. Let's see. 4 and 8. That is a single two-base advance. Aviles cannot get to it. And let's see. What was that? E5 and a 7. So no error, but that's a single for Reddick. RBI single. He scores Crisp. That's 1-0 for the Athletics. Brings up Chris Davis. Reddick could get a jump here. But with Chris Davis at the plate, they're just going to go ahead and let him swing away and not try to take the bat out of his hands. 3-6. And that one is popped, and it is out of here. 3-run homer for Davis, and Zimmerman might just get knocked out of here on performance. So a home run for Chris Davis, 3-6, gone. And 3-0 A's. Brings up Yonder Alonso. So that is a 4-6 against the lefty. Grounder to first. Victor Martinez will throw over to Zimmerman, and that's out number 2. Marcus Semien. 6-9 righty. That's a fly ball out into right field. JD Martinez makes the catch. But that will be it for Zimmerman. 3 runs on 3 hits. And we'll go to the bottom of the first with A's up. Okay, so not a great situation for Detroit here, down 3, and they've got to go to their bullpen, which has already been used a good bit. But they're getting Shane Green warming up, and he will be out to pitch the top of the second. But for them to climb back, they're going to have to rely on this lineup here. Justin Upton in center, Ian Kinsler second base, Miguel Cabrera is going to play third today in lieu of Castellanos, who needed a rest. JD Martinez in right, Victor Martinez first base, Mike Aviles in left, James McCann catching, Jose Iglesias short, and, well, the pitcher spot is going to be up for grabs here. We'll have to decide if we're going to double switch or just have Green hit in Zimmerman's spot. So here's Upton against a righty, Mengden. 2-3 is going to draw a walk. Mengden and Vogt are a nice combination. They're -4, so it's going to lead Detroit to need to try and play some... they're going to try and play some hit and run here with Kinsler, so he is a hit and run B with Upton being held on. And against a righty, that's a 4-9. He strikes him out, well, with a hit and run. And an A or B, a strikeout is going to be a ground ball to first. So off of the pitcher's card, a strikeout turns into a productive out. It will be, we'll say 3-1, and Upton moves up. So in Super Advanced, Stratomatic, the hit and run will bail you out on a pitcher's roll if it's a strikeout. Although if it's off the hitter's card, sometimes you'll get a batter misses pitch too. So Cabrera now with a runner in scoring position. And a 6-9 against a righty. That is a strikeout. So 2 down now, and it's going to be up to JD Martinez. Try to cut into this lead here. Mengden looking for clean. Well, 6-8 against a righty. Well, he draws a walk, so it's going to be Victor Martinez coming up. Inning extended. Victor trying to keep this inning going. Two, 4, and that is going to be a ground ball to short, and he will take it to the bag himself. Fielder's choice. Retires the side, so that's going to be no runs for the Tigers on no hits. All right, so Shane Green into the game. Righty, he's going to face Stephen Vogt here. 3-0 Athletics, starting the second. 3-4, and he hits it high in the air, but it's not going to leave the infield. Caught by Ian Kinsler, and that's going to bring up Alcantara. And against the switch hitters, that means he's batting from the left side. That's a 5-10, which is a catcher X. So McCann again a 2-E3. 2-12 will be. And 2-12 is going to be a pop out unless there's an error, and it's 16 with an E2. And he is able to make the grab. Squeeze it down, and it's going to bring up Mengden with 2 outs. And that's going to be a strikeout to end the inning. So, clean inning there for Green. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Still Oakland ahead 3-0 on the RBI single by Reddick and the home run, 2-run home run by Chris Davis. So, Micah Villas at the plate. Well, there's another potential injury. He's going to get hit by the pitch. And we will roll. I'm going to go ahead and just roll these things together. He's going to have to leave the game immediately, and that is going to be a 2-game injury for him. So, 2 injuries for Detroit, and so they're going to need to pinch hit or pinch run for him, and they're going to bring in Cameron Maben. He had the day off, except now that there's an injury, he won't. So I'm going to put a little star there. Maben pinch run in the second inning. I'm going to go ahead and fill all this stuff in because he's going to play center field in the third. So he is a 3 + 2, E7. And it's going to necessitate a move by Upton from center to left field in the third inning. Might as well go ahead and update his stats too. If need be, Justin Upton, he just moves down to a 3. I'm going to go ahead and cross this out so I'd make sure that I don't miss it. And Maben, again, not great, not a great opportunity here to steal. So it's going to be James McCann with Maben pinch running at first. Nobody out after the hit by pitch. 2-9. Strikes him out. He's gone. Brings up Jose Iglesias. Oh, and a potential for... So that is going to be a chance at a... Gotta refresh my memory. That would be a balk. Mengden has a 0 balk rating, though, so no worries there. 1-2, that's a single. Into center, Maben, he's going to fly, and they're going to throw in behind him. They're not going to bother trying to keep him from going to third. Chances are he'd be able to make that with a 16 speed, so it's going to bring up Green with 2 on and 1 away. And Green is going to be a D-bunter. He's still going to, he's going to go ahead and swing away. Iglesias tempted to try a double steal here, but I've never really done that mechanism. Let's go ahead and try and swing away with green. He is pitcher's hitting card number 1, not number 2 this time. Zimmerman was number 2. 6-6. Oh, and 6-6 against a righty hitter is going to be pay dirt. If it's 1-5, it's a triple and both runs will score. It is a 9, so that will be a single. First and third to Iglesias. In comes Maben, and it's 3-1. And an RBI single for Shane Green, helping his own cause and the cause of his team. And so first and third, Justin Upton at the plate. Love to get another run home here at least, or just keep it going. But he strikes out there on a 1-6. So that's 2 outs. And that will bring up Ian Kinsler. Chance here to try and get this gap closed up. Can Kinsler cash in? It's a 1-2. That's going to load the bases with a walk. And bases loaded is going to bring up Miguel Cabrera. Great chance here for Detroit. Can Cabrera come up big? (1-8). Oh, and that is a single. It's going to score 2 runs. RBI single, 2-base advance. In comes both Iglesias and Green, and the ball game is tied. Kinsler will make his way to third base. Cabrera with the clutch hit. Gets them right back into the game, tied up at 3. And here comes the dangerous Martinez of the JD variety here. First and third, 2 outs. 1-8 again. That's a strikeout this time to end the inning. So he strikes out the side with some spinach in between. 3 runs on 3 hits, 2 left. And it's going to be a tie game going to the top of the third. Alrighty. So took a short little break for my dinner. Already have had a bunch of things happening in this game. We've got an injury for Zimmerman. We've got an injury for Villas. We've had 3 runs apiece, and we're going to the top of the third. Mengden trying to... Whoops, and I forgot to change my cards out. So there's that. 8 men to the plate for the Tigers there in the bottom of the second. So you got Shane Green, who now looks like has a chance maybe to run it out here a little bit and maybe find his way to a victory if his Tigers can keep the bats going. And if he can keep these A's down. Here is Valencia, 0 for 1 on the day so far. And a righty 5-9. He strikes him out. Off the pitcher's card, the 5-9, and that is 1 out. Coco Crisp. And that is a 3-8. That's a ground ball hit sharply right at Iglesias. He throws across the diamond, and it is caught by Martinez. And that'll be out number 2, Josh Reddick. Singleton scored in the first. And lefty 5-7. Well, he's going to draw a 2-out walk. Now, Green is not so good at holding runners on. Reddick is with 2 outs is definitely going to try and take a bag here. He needs a 3 for a good lead. If he doesn't, then he's going to stay put. Does not get the good lead. So Chris Davis already with a 2-run homer to his credit. 2 down. Reddick staying at first. And a 2-6, a grounder to short, and it's going to be a 6-4 end of the inning. Fielder's choice. No runs, no hits, and 1 left aboard. While we're taking a moment here to change the cards up, just again a reminder or plea to like our channel if you have been enjoying this game so far. This 2016 Tenacious Baseball League simulation project. A's, Tigers. Just again, all the teams involved, if I can do it from the top, it's the Orioles, the Baltimore Orioles, Detroit Tigers, the LA Angels, the Marlins from Miami, both the New York Yankees and New York Mets. You got the Oakland Athletics, you got the Pittsburgh Pirates, you have the Toronto Blue Jays, and you have the San Diego Pods. And I think that is all of them. Let me take a look. I think I hit them all. I'm looking at my list and I don't see any others. So that's what it's a 10-team league. Each team plays each other 6 times, 3 at home, 3 away. And so we're not too far away from the halfway mark. About 138 or so, or no, 130, maybe 135 exactly would be it. So we're about 20 games away from halfway. So bottom of the third, and that's going to be Victor Martinez. And my dice go all over the place. 2-9. Now that's a strikeout. So Mengden still dialing up Ks. That's his 4th so far. Cam Mabin in the game for Aviles, who got injured. 6-9. That's going to be a strikeout as well. And so now with 2 outs, it will be James McCann. He struck out in the 2nd. That's a 2-11, a grounder. Roller to short. Semien throws across to Alonso to end the 3rd. So no runs, no hits, no errors. A better inning there for Daniel Mengden. So we'll go to the 4th. So just keeping going here with mentioning. So yeah, and at the end of the season we'll do a 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3 playoff style. But I like this format because it lets you try and take a few teams that are... You take 10 teams and you kind of push them together and see how they each match up. And with the injuries the way they are, it can lead to some interesting dynamics as far as how you take care of the various injuries, etc., etc. So Alonso, and he grounds it to second base. That's Kinsler, and he will throw over to Victor for the out. And some of my cheat sheets are falling down for some reason, so give me a moment. They're all... Are we having an earthquake or something? Something changed and everything wanted to start falling. Okay, well, 1 out now. So Semien. That's a strikeout. And I got to start gearing up for the Tenacious Golf Tour. So that's the other thing that's been going on recently. Stephen Vogt. I got the cards in, the new cards, and I got to do some updates with that. That's a fly ball to right on a 5-6 lefty. And Martinez, a 1-2-3 inning for Green. He has pitched very well. Only 1 runner has reached since he's come in. Bottom of the 4th, it is still 3-3. Knotted up. So yeah, the Tenacious Tour. It will get underway probably within the next 2 weeks. I've got to do some tweaking of the cards and stuff, but so Mengden back out here, but got to split up the cards, and I got to figure out which guys are still in, which guys finished in the Tenacious Tour and then the Slacker Tour, and then I got to sort things out here. So that's a walk for Iglesias. And with the bullpen in the shape it's in right now, they're going to stick with Green. He's going to come in and try to bunt, try to get this runner over to second. And so he is a D because they're playing with the infield and the corners in, so that turns him into a D. D7, and that will be a successful sacrifice to the pitcher. So sack 1-4. Iglesias is advanced to second base, and Green does his job and moves the runner into scoring position with 1 out. So Upton, that's a 6-8 righty, and he's going to walk. So sets up the force again, potential double play. Kinsler got some speed though. Can Mengden dial it up here for a double play? First and second, 1 out. And he will, that's going to be a diving stop by Alcantara, and he will toss it over to first. That's the only play, so both runners move up. That is a 4-3 put out. Iglesias and Upton both get to third and second respectively, and it's going to bring up Miguel Cabrera. So pick your poison here. Do you want Cabrera or do you want JD Martinez? They're going to go ahead and pitch to Cabrera here. 2 outs, runners at second and third. Can Miguel come up big again? 2 out RBI single, 2 RBI single in the second. And a 1-8, and there it is again, the same roll. That's another single. It's going to score 2, 5-3 Tigers, as they have come all the way back, and Miguel Cabrera gets the same roll. How about that? He got the 1-8 again. And so now with Cabrera at first and 2 outs, it's going to be Martinez, who struck out in the same position last time. Mengden now is getting a little bit roughed up here. 5 runs allowed. 5-4 righty. That's a grounder to short. Semien 3. E22, 3 and 6. Are they holding? They're not holding Cabrera on. 3 and 6. He does get to it just with a diving stop there, and he will make the play to first in time for the out, but 2 runs across on only the 1 hit, but a big single there by Miguel Cabrera. Mengden having some problems with his control here in this game. He's hit a batter and he's walked 5 guys, so not good for him thus far. And through 4, we'll be right back. Okay, so I stopped the video there for a second, and the reason why that I did that is because I'm trying to decide whether Mengden is going to pitch the bottom of the 5th. I think what we will do is, if Alcantara gets on base, they will stick with Mengden, at least for the pinch, or not for the pinch hit, but to try to sacrifice him over. If Alcantara, well, I don't know. I haven't decided. I got Coulomb and Neal warming up, so let's see what happens once we do this. Alcantara is probably going to strike out here. 4-10, batting from the left. That's a grounder to second. And that's 1 out. Well, they're going to go ahead and let Mengden keep going here. So with 1 away, he's going to hit for himself here. And a 5-3 is going to be a ballpark single chance. Righties 1-9. That's a 16, so that'll be a liner to short, and so no such luck there for Mengden. 2 outs. I'm going to put Neal and Coulomb back on the deck for the bullpen. Set them back down, and here is the top of the order, Valencia. 0 for 2 thus far. And a righty 6-7. A 1-11 chance at a single. Well, it was basically 50-50 before, and they didn't get it there. 50-50, actually 55-45 the other way this time. And they do get the single. So Valencia gets on. I'm going to bring up Crisp. Crisp with a chance maybe to try and get this game tied up again. It's the first hit off of Shane Green. And a 2-10. This is going to be another hit. It's either a double, 1-16, so 80% chance at a double, and that is going to be a double. Only 2 base advance, though, even with 2 outs, so Valencia will stop at third. And it's going to bring up Josh Reddick with another chance here to try and get some runs on the board. They got 2 in scoring position, 2 outs, and the lefty Reddick facing Green. Tigers are going to warm up. They're going to get Blaine Hardy warming up in the bullpen right now. So here we go with 2 on, 2 outs, and it's Reddick. Lefty 5-7. That's a walk to load the bases. And that actually makes Shane Green tired. So that's 2 hits and a walk. That brings up Chris Davis. Blaine Hardy is a lefty. So they're going to go ahead with 2 outs and let Green try to finish out this inning. So bases are loaded, 2 outs. And here is Chris Davis with a big, big chance. Can he deliver? It's a 1-4, and the 1-4 is a ballpark single chance. 1-9 scores a run. And it's an 18. That is a liner to short. That ends it as diving forward is Iglesias, and a big opportunity gone for the Athletics. No runs, 2 hits, 3 left on. Chris Davis with the big left on base. He had it. He had a good shot there at it, but just almost snuck through. But laying out for it was Iglesias, and now it's going to be Victor Martinez in the bottom of the 5th. Mangden trying to keep it going here. This is his inning of weakness. Batting from the left, 410. That's a ballpark single, but he's a lefty, so that is an automatic outliner to second base. Because the ballpark effect for singles is 0 at Comerica on this game for this game. Cameron Maben, righty, 412. Grounded to second. That's going to be Alcantara 3. E20, 3 and 4 is going to be a base hit. It's going to sneak through the hole, and that is a 1-out hit for Maben. And the A's will get Coulombe back up again, warming. And it's going to be James McCann with the runner at first. 1 away. 3-8. Well, that's going to be a liner to short unless a 1 comes up. No 1, so that's a liner caught by Semien. Scrambling back Maben for the 2nd out. And so now Jose Iglesias. Potential wild pitch. Mangden at 1-14, and it is. So Maben advances on the wild pitch. And they will pitch to Iglesias here. So this could be a mistake. You could put Iglesias on and force Detroit to go to their bullpen for sure. Well, let's see what happens. 3-8. That's a grounder to second, and that will retire the side as Alcantara throws to first. So no runs, 1 hit. Through 5, it is 5-3. Tigers on top. Alrighty then. It's going to be Blaine Hardy coming in here to relieve Shane Green, who could be the victor here if the Tigers can hang on to this. They are going to pull it. They pulled a double switch here. They brought in Andrew Romine. He'll be playing short. Iglesias will come out of the game, and Hardy will hit in Iglesias' spot. So here is Yonder Alonso for 7, and that is going to be a walk. So not the way that Detroit wanted it to start. Brings up Marcus Semien. Righty 6-4. That's a grounder to short, and that's going to be Romine, who is initially challenged right off the bat. He is a 2E14, 2-5. He does get to that. They're not holding on Alonso, correct? Yeah, he's a D stealer, not holding him on. So they do get to it, but it's going to advance the runner unless there's an error, and there isn't. So that will be a 6-3 putout. Alonso moves up to second. Brings up Vogt. Lefty-lefty matchup here. And lefty 6-7. That's a grounder to second base. Probably will move the runner over to third. Kinsler 1E10, and that is not a problem for him. But the runner does advance, so now any kind of what do you want to call it? Wild pitch passed ball could score the runner here. So Alcantara is going to be at the plate with 2 outs, batting from the right this time. And that is a strikeout to end the inning. Hardy gets through the inning, no problems, no hits. 1 left at third, and we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Mangden is going to stay. Looked like he was going to come out earlier, but actually no, he is going to get relieved. So we'll be right back. So Coulombe will come in. Athletics bullpen not quite as gassed here, so they're going to go ahead and have Coulombe come in and pitch an inning. He's going to face switch hitter Romine. There's a 4-6. That's a strikeout. So that brings up Justin Upton. There's a 4-9. And that one is out of there. Justin Upton crushes it. And that makes it 6-3. The old 4-9. That one is a normal home run. Takes it out of the park. And 6-3 now. Tigers on top. Kinsler. There's a 5-8. 1-4 single. That'll be a grounder to third. So Valencia makes the play, and Miguel Cabrera now with 2 outs. 3-3. That's going to be a single. Wait, no, that's a ballpark single chance. Wasn't looking at the left side. 1-9, and that is going to be a single. Yes, I was right before. So that brings up J.D. Martinez. With 2 outs. 5-12 righty. That's a grounder to first. Alonso 2E5, not holding Cabrera on. Oh, and it's a single. Or wait, they're not holding him on. So is he a 1? No, he's a 2. It is a single. Only 1 base advance. What is he? An E5, and that is 6. No error. It's going to bring up Victor Martinez. So Coulombe, a 2-inning reliever, so he is not fatigued now. But for runners at first and second with 2 outs, can Coulombe get out of this bit of a jam here? 1-10. Oh goodness, that's a ballpark home run chance. It's a 1-6, and it's going to stay in the park. That is caught in left field, excuse me, by Chris Davis. 1 run across on the home run. Almost gave up another one, but it died on the track. And we'll go to the top of the 7th. Okay, so Hardy coming out for a 2nd inning of relief here. Trying to burn a couple innings for the Tigers. 6-3 lead for the home team. And coming in to pinch hit for Coulombe is Billy Burns. John Axford warming up for the A's. And here's Burns against the lefty Hardy. Right-hander, hitting right side as a switch hitter. 4-7. That's a 1-17. Would open up with a single here. And that's a 13, so that is a good start for the A's here. And let's see, the Tigers, they're going to get Bruce Rondon warming up in their bullpen. So Burns, let's see, not not a great opportunity to steal here. It's going to be Valencia at the plate. It's a 3-4. It's a fly ball into center, and that will be caught by Upton. Retreating will be Burns. 1 out. Coco Crisp at the plate now. Wait a second. That was 3-4, right? I messed up. That would be it. He's from the left side. That's a ballpark single chance, and he is a righty. 1-9. That's an 11. So instead, that is a liner to short. Same result, an out, but all right. So now it's going to be Crisp. That's going to be a strikeout for... Wait, no, that's a walk. I keep looking at the wrong side. So that's a walk for Crisp. That's going to bring up Reddick with a chance here against the lefty. So Rondon's still warming up, but lefty-lefty matchup. They're going to stick with him. First and second, 1 out. And here's Josh Reddick. Lefty 5-7. That's a fly ball to center field. Hardy is not yet gassed, so it's going to be caught. And retreating will be in. So here comes Chris Davis. And the Tigers are going to make the switch in the bullpen here. So again, 6-3, but 2 runners on with 2 outs. Okay, so here we go. First and second, 2 outs, and it's going to be Rondon, the righty, facing Chris Davis. Already has gone deep once in this game. He's hoping for another one. It would tie the ball game if he can get it. And as a 3-4, that will be a grounder to third base. Up with it is Cabrera, and he throws in time, and that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, 2 left. 7th inning stretch time. It is 6-3 Tigers as we go to the home half of the 7th. Okay, so Oakland calls to the bullpen for the righty John Axford, and he will face Cameron Maben. Detroit here leading 6-3. They have Kyle Ryan, the lefty, up in the bullpen. And here is Cameron Maben. Righty 4-6. That's a walk. And Maben is... No, he's not going to try stealing here, so it's going to be McCann at the plate. That's a strikeout. So 1 out. And it's going to be the pitcher spot for Detroit. And against the righty, they will have Tyler Collins take a pinch hit here. And a lefty 6-9. That's a fly ball into left field. Chris Davis camps under it, makes the catch, hurls it in time to keep Maben from advancing. And it's going to bring up Romine in his second at bat. He struck out his first time up. And with 2 outs, it's going to be a strikeout for Romine, his second strikeout, and it's going to be his second strikeout for John Axford. So no runs, no hits, and 1 left on base. We're going to go to the 8th inning. It is still 6-3 Tigers. All right, so it's going to be Kyle Ryan facing Yonder Alonso, lefty matchup here. He will probably stay in for Semien and Vogt. And that is going to be he cracks one into the gap all the way to the wall. That's going to be a leadoff double for Yonder Alonso off of the lefty Ryan. It's going to bring up Marcus Semien. Right-hander. Alonso now 1 for 3. Semien 0 for 3 so far. Righty 5-8. That's a grounder to third base. B is going to look the runner back. Throws across. And Cabrera gets there to first in time. Catch Semien. And now Vogt. The Tigers are going to get Francisco Rodriguez warming up in the bullpen. So they may go to him for a 4-out save here if they can, or a 5-out save, depending on what happens here with Vogt. But this will probably be Ryan's last batter. 1-3 wild pitch chance. It's a 16. So here is Vogt. Well, that's about the first time that's ever happened to me. So let's shake it up here. 5-10. That's a grounder to shortstop. And it's going to be Andrew Romine. They're not holding Alonso on, and should make the play unless it's a bad roll there. And I think it's fine. Let's see. It's a E14 for Romine, and that's a 13. I think that's still fine. Yes. Runner is not able to advance. So it's going to be they are going to pinch hit for Alcantara. It's going to be Billy Butler coming to the plate. Runner at second. And the Tigers, they're going to make the move themselves. So Butler is announced as the pinch hitter, and the Tigers will go to the pen. Okay, so runner at second, 2 outs. Butler is going to face K-Rod. They're not going to pinch hit with anybody else here. It's going to be Butler or bust. So here we go. Detroit's going to expect them to get 4 outs here in this save. And righty 5-10. That's a ballpark single chance. 1-9 would make it first and third. Oh, but that's going to be an out. That's a liner to short, and Rodriguez gets them through it. And he is going to be forced to pitch the 9th, barring some kind of a... Well, he will almost certainly pitch the 9th either way. So, all right. We'll be right back. Going to have to make a change here for the Athletics. Okay, so a little bit of a creative change here for the Athletics. They pinch hit with Butler to end the 8th. Zach Neal is going to go into the 8 hole, and they're going to move Jed Lowry into that 9 hole. So he will just going to move that pitcher up there to the pinch hitting spot. So yeah, Axford went an inning, and Neal is going to come out and face Upton, Kinsler, and Cabrera. 3-12. That's a deep fly ball, deepest part of the park. It's going to be caught out there by Coco Crisp. And that is a long, loud out from Justin Upton. Ian Kinsler. That is going to be he gets him to sky it, and it's going to be caught by Semien. Going to pop up. And so Cabrera now 3 for 4. 3 singles. Righty 4-8. A 1-13 would be his 4 for 5. But it's going to be a liner caught, diving catch by Valencia. 1-2-3 inning for Neal. And we're going to go to the 9th, and it's going to have to be Francisco Rodriguez either getting this 4-out save, or the A's are going to climb back into this. And so it's going to be Lowry who is going to get the first crack here at Rodriguez in the 9th. And then it'll be back to the top of the order. So Lowry facing K-Rod. Top of the 9th. Need 3 runs. 6-3 Tigers right now. And that's a 6'11", batting from the left side. That's a fly ball to right. That's J.D. Martinez. Not the greatest of range. 4E8. They really want a high number here. It's a 9. That's going to be a base hit of some sort. Could be probably a single. That is a single. Does he commit an error as well? That's a 13 on E8. No error. But that is a leadoff single for Jed Lowry. And it's going to be Danny Valencia. Lowry. They're not going to pay any attention to him, and he's going to take second on an indifference play. So Valencia with a runner at second. Ooh, boy. And here is a chance at a passed ball. And that is off of McCann's passed ball. That is a 1. I believe. I'm going to double check this. Doesn't come up that often. But the passed ball is 1. No passed ball there. Righty 4-9. That's a walk. The tying run's going to come to the plate, and it's going to be Crisp coming up. Oh, we remember what Crisp did with the Indians in that postseason where they faced the Cubs. It might have been the 2016 season. Well, here is Coco Crisp. 2 on, nobody out. .110. That's going to be a pop-up behind the plate. That will be grabbed in foul ground by McCann, and that'll be the first out. Josh Reddick now. Double play is in order. Not going to chance anything here by trying to steal third. 210. That's a ballpark single, but the ballpark single for a lefty is a 0, so that's a liner to second for the second out, and it's going to bring up the big dog. Power on power. Chris Davis versus K-Rod. 2 outs. First and second. This is either going to be your ball game or this is going to be a brand new ball game. You have a feeling here with the way that Chris Davis's card looks. Here we go. Oh, chance at a wild pitch. This would move the runners up and they could pitch around Davis. If it's a 1-16, it's a 12. That's a wild pitch for K-Rod. So do you want to face Davis or do you want to face Alonso? Rodriguez is going to face Davis. They're going to let him play. Alonso can go yard 2, and he's a lefty. That's a lefty-lefty matchup. So here we go. Runners on second and third, 2 away. Oh, and another wild pitch attempt. That is going to score a run. 2 in a row McCann cannot get in front of. And now it's getting absurd. They're still going to go ahead and pitch to Davis. No wild pitch this time. Chris Davis at the plate. Runner at third. Tying run up. He's swinging the bat. And righty 4-4 fly ball to center field. Center fielder not Justin Upton. It is Cameron Maben, a 3. You want a high number here if you're a Tigers fan. High number right here. It's a 20. That's great for them. So he's able to get under it. Now the question is, so Maben, he is an E7. So you really want it in between 14. The sum of these in between 5. So from 6 to 14. And that will do the job. He catches it. Game over. That is your final here from Comerica. K-Rod makes it a little bit interesting. a run there in the ninth for the A's, but it is a 6-4 final. Shane Green will get the victory. The loss is Daniel Mangdon's, and Francisco Rodriguez will earn a 4-out save in the process. So we'll be right back with some final thoughts. All right, so there you have it. Detroit trying to climb their way back to 500. That puts them to 10-13. It's 23 games under their belt. The A's dip below the 500 mark, 11-12 now. The Tigers with 6 runs on 7 hits, 9 left, no errors. 4 runs, 8 hits for the Athletics, again with 9 left on base, no errors for them either. So A's out hit the Tigers, but unfortunately they're at the wrong end of that. Even though they do get a home run from Chris Davis, you ended up with the Tigers with a solo homer for Upton, but you also had Miguel Cabrera go 3 for 5 with, 4 RBIs actually, 2 singles that scored 4 runs in total. So he's the difference maker for the Tigers. And another difference maker, Shane Green, went 4 innings with pitching shutout ball there after Zimmerman gets injured, and I'll have to see how Zimmerman's gonna line up there. Also Avilas, which he's kind of a bit player for the Tigers there, but he's gonna miss a few games as well, a couple games. So I'm not sure if they're gonna make a roster move or just try to play through it. So that's game 2, and the Tigers will look for their sweep in game 3. But hope you've enjoyed this broadcast. Tune in again another time for another game here in the Tenacious Baseball League. Also, be on the lookout for projects from my partner, Tabletop Earl. He's got some things going on as well. I think a Brewers project as well as maybe an Indians. I believe that's the case. So just check us out. Hit the like button if you're a first time watching these videos and you're really into tabletop baseball, or if you're just discovering it for the first time and really, are interested in trying to maybe see how to get into this. Maybe some of this stuff was a little bit confusing at times. Try to move kind of quick here with the games. Try not to belabor things too long, but you'll find other games on the channel here that are a little more descriptive, and we'll have some tutorials along the way as well. But if you're into this kind of stuff, hit the like button. Hit subscribe, and you'll be able to see stuff come through your feed from us, and hopefully it's stuff that you're into. So for Tabletop Earl, this is Tenacious Earl signing off. Tigers win by a score of 6-4, and get game 2 of this series against the Oakland Athletics. Till next time, keep rolling, and we'll see you soon.